Changing the clutch bearing on a Morris Minor. So this is the clutch bearing on a 1098 Morris Minor. There is a slight difference between this and the clutch bearing that would be on a 948 or an 803 Morris Minor. So I'm in the space between the gearbox and the engine. And this is quite an easy job to do, but obviously to get to it, you need to either remove the gearbox or the engine. And that's why this is complicated. Whether you remove the gearbox or the engine is going to be dictated by why you're doing this in the first place. There's much debate as to which is easier to do. In our case, because we're doing engine work, we removed the engine. If you've gone to all the trouble of getting all this way in, do everything you can while you're there so you don't need to go back on it. So as well as looking at the clutch bearing, which is here, you also want to look at the clutch bearing forks, which are here, to make sure that there's no wear or breakage, and also to make sure there isn't an awful lot of play in this here. So inside there is a small bronze bush that looks like that, and on the outside of that, which holds it on, is a lock washer as well. And so when you buy the bush, you also want to get the lock washer as well. You would undo this piece here, and then you would be able to replace the bronze bush inside there, and that's how you would do that. While you're there, also check this rubber. If it needs replacing, as this one does, then do that, because it's a great opportunity to do it. To do that, you would undo the linkage the other side here, and then you'll be able to replace this and clean it out. I've cleaned this out, but it won't look like this when you open yours up. It'll be covered in muck and bits and pieces, so give it a good clean, which is what I've done, including this aperture here where the starter motor would go. Okay, so having done all that, you'll see that this is held on by two retaining clips here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull those forward. Now these are the clips that are on a 1098. It is different on an 803 or 948. They have little spring retaining clips, and I'll put a picture of those onto the video above so you can see that. Having done that, I'm going to take it out. So I've taken it out. Now when you get the new bearing, these clips don't come with it, so I'm going to take that off. I'm now going to get my new bearing, and I'm going to put these little clips back on. And I'm going to put that into place. And then as you slide that backwards, it will just hold that on, and you can see that there. And I'll just show you the comparison between one and the other. So you can see how worn mine was, particularly on one side. Now, I'm very careful when I drive. I don't do it all the time, but I try very, very hard not to sit with my foot on the clutch, because what this is doing, this clutch bearing, pushes out and goes onto the pressure plate on the clutch. And so if you sit with your foot on the clutch, it will hold it against the pressure plate and it will get worn, which is what's happened here really, although this one will be very old. So when you're driving, every opportunity you get, take your foot off the clutch. Don't sit there in traffic with your foot on the clutch, because that will create more wear on this anthracite bearing here, which is inside the metal there. So I've now replaced that. The other thing to say is that with a clutch kit, you will get the bearing with it as well. You can buy the bearing separately, but if you buy a clutch kit, the bearing comes with it. But bear in mind, if you get a bearing, that the clips don't always come with it. So if you're not sure whether they're going to come with it or not, just make sure that you keep these little clips here, or indeed the springs if you've got the spring version. And there you go.